out to the fucking thing, and then went to get the luggage, and then I had to go, so I think I was being picked up. But I called her later on, and that's for another day. No, I'm saying. I did seal the deal. It was fucking awesome.
I know this story, man. I think I've heard this story.
I don't know if you heard about the seal. We might have heard the seal the deal part. So yeah, we might have.
What's the seal?
Well, I'm saying when I got I was coming here. I believe I was coming here for something, and yeah, I was coming here, and
don't you think that's an integral part of the fucking story?
I'm sorry.
You never get a chance to tell a story about Toronto in Toronto, and you're like, oh, by the way, it happened here.
Well, it happened before. I was telling that part. We were in fucking, we were on route and shit. So, and I had to go. I think I was maybe coming for Degrassi. And so I later on called her up and fucking wanted to see what she was doing later that night. And when I was done doing what I had to do, and I went over there. She was all for it. She was like, "Come on over." But then I started thinking, the weird thing is I started getting paranoid on the way there, because I'm like, I don't know this girl at all. What do I look and shit. She has like a bunch of people waiting here, and they're like, "Snakes to the gym!" Boom! And all of a sudden they tie me up and shit. They're like, "Oh, this was a ploy." Shoving like water bottles in my ass. And I get all paranoid.
You're afraid you're going to be turned into the gimp?
They're gonna tie me up, fuck me, they're gonna tie my fucking neck to my ankle, so every time I let my fucking ankle down, I'm like, or something crazy. You never know. So I watch a lot too much TV, I think that, I got nervous, but when I got there.
How people wind up with their fucking hands tied behind them and dead in fucking car trunks and shit? It all starts with, do you know I get boners on my hands?
No. It's possible, you know what it would be though? What if she was like, you know what, I cannot believe this asshole told me he gets boners and he's talking like that, he don't fucking respect me. But I'm gonna let him play with my pussy so I can employ him into my house so he can fuck this pussy. And then I'll decide later if I'm gonna tie him up or let him fuck me and then tie him up. Or let him fuck me and if he's good, let him go. So you never know.
I like how you, like Batman, you play out all the angles. Every scenario in your head, just so you can't be surprised.
I climbed up the side of the house and shit. I was peeking in the window beforehand, waiting to see what she was up to. What if I did do that and she's behind the door with a fucking bat and shit? Just waiting for me to come in. Do I go for it? Do I go to catch the bat? Like, oh! And I was like, this is part of your fun game.
No, what I would think about it though is like, in order to tell that story, you have to admit that you were a peeping Tom. So I'd be like, how'd you know she had a bat behind the door? You're like, well, because I was looking through the window. Maybe she had the bat because she saw some creepy fuck looking through it.
I know he's gonna come around and come in here.
So wait, did you wind up fucking?
I did wind up fucking. I wind up going in. I wind up going over again. I had this thoughts, but when I got there, it was totally the opposite. There was no bats. There was no fucking ropes or anything. It was just her in these little fucking booty shorts and a tank top and shit. She's like, "Oh, come on in" and stuff. And the awesome thing is like, it was that weirdness of like, all right, I know she invited me over, and we talked about like, hey, we have unfinished business. But still, then I was like, do I just make the move, or do you think does she want to sit down and be like, hey, you want to watch a movie? You want some popcorn or something? But it wasn't that. It was just straight up fucking grab me, fucking throw me on the bed. We start making out and shit. And I fucking start pulling my pants off. I fucking just go to pull her shorts to the sides. I can't even, I'm impatient.
You're moving the whole stage.
So it was pretty exciting, and it got pretty wild. Like just stuff like that, just went right to the fucking. But then the awkward part I feel was after, like there's that build up the whole time. It's like we know each other so well, it doesn't matter because my penis is in you and we're sweating on each other and I'm thinking your pussy, so we are one. But then after you're like,
I don't even feel like that with my wife. And I think if I were to admit all of that to her mid-coitus, she'd be like, this is over.
Well, maybe not so much we are one, but there's still the I guess it would be.
You were being intimate. You were sharing time. You were deep in her body.
Yeah, there's passion. There was some
Close.
sex. And there was some of this and that. But then I feel like when it's that moment, it's like and the fucking face goes on, and then come fucking all over. Then it's just like, okay, now what? Do I sit here and cuddle? I don't really want to, but does she want me to? And then she gets up, puts her clothes on. She's like, I gotta get up early tomorrow. There was good things for coming over. I was like, score! And then I got to go home, and that was that. That was good.
The word adventure, man. That was, I think I remember you telling me that story.
I'm telling you, yeah, well, I was excited about it. I probably first told him, I was like, rubbing my dick while I told you and shit. I'm like, dude, I just got back.
And we were on a plane.
I'm like, were you hard?
That's my, I didn't say that exactly to my wife, but I called my wife earlier today, and normally I'm just like, hey man, it's me, or whatever. But I was like, I'm gonna play around with her shit. So she has the phone, she's like, hello, and she sounded pretty exasperated, but I was like, fuck it, I'll go for it anyway. And I was like, what are you wearing? And she goes, 6 fucking teenagers, what do you want? I was like, what's going on? And she's just like, Harley's got a bunch of friends over, I can't talk. I was like, okay, bye. And I hung up and I was like, fuck her, and I turned it over. So normally right about now on the show I don't read tweets and whatnot that I read ahead of time and pull a few and answer them. But what we like to do when we do Jay and Silent Bob Get Old at Comic-Con is open it up to Q&A at the end. So instead of answering tweets from strangers, we'll open it up to you guys and do Q&A with you guys after we do the show proper and stuff. So stick around for that kind of thing by the time we're done. But I do want to read out one tweet that I saw before we started the show that made me smile, because it's you know, Canadians are always rumored to be polite and stuff. This is very insanely polite. It's the most polite, bitchingest quote I've ever read on Twitter. Here you go. It's by Jacob the Zombie. You here, man? Woo! Jacob the Zombie tweeted, waiting in the longest line I've ever seen to see the show. The guy in front of me smells like butt hair. Sure, on Twitter you can say whatever you want. Like, I've tweeted about eating my wife's asshole and stuff like that. This dude went with butt hair. I thought that was so adorable, man. He got his rage across, but he tempered it with like, I'm fucking mad as butt hair. Anyway, glad you got in, man. He's way in the back. How many people have never heard the podcast before? Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. Put your hands together real quick. The show today. For those of you unfamiliar with it and whatnot, we're just about ready to get the show started. So what I want to do is fill you in, because there's some cats who've never heard of the show before. I've heard about us, you know, from movies or knows from movies or something, and then show up and there's always this moment of confusion where they're like, why aren't you guys wearing costumes? And why is the fat one talking so much? So we always feel the need to tell people what it is, just in case they're unfamiliar. Jay and Silent Bob Get Old is an intervention podcast. We gather when we do the show to sit down and talk to Jason Mewes about his life as a way to keep him off the drugs that had kind of taken him away from us so many times, heroin and Oxycontin smack, as they said over there. Butt hair was called out over there. So that's pretty much what the show is. We don't, you know, show up and put on our costumes. It'd be a weird show if we just stood here and he yammered and I just nodded a lot. Sometimes, I mean, that happens when he's telling the story, but then periodically I get to talk as well. And it's not nearly as entertaining, and it never ends with somebody getting fucked on a plane. Usually it ends with some guy getting fucked off a plane, I'll tell you that. So this is the point of the show, man, and my favorite part of the show, and it's probably going to sound an awful lot like the first part of the show, but what we do on Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, help Mewes stay clean, is Mewes tells us an avouched tale of a sexual ribaldry, if you will. Patented Jason Mewes sex stories. Mr. Mewes, take it away. Tell us something naughty.
naughty business.
I like how you switched up the voice.
This is naughty business. This was a time my wife actually went for the fucking. But we went and got a massage. Yeah, she wasn't jerking off on the plane, but I tried to talk her into it, and she sort of eased into it at a massage. We went to go get and I'm probably gonna say it wrong, but a hammam. We went to like the hammam spot where you go and they fucking. I'll explain later. You'll understand when I start getting it. But first, when you get there, you know, you get undressed, you get in a robe, and they bring you into this like concrete room with two like booths, and then there's this little tiny skinny table, and it's so weird because there's like these little Jello cubes or something, and I guess it's like some sugar to get you going, and you start sweating because it's so hot and fucking steamy in there. But we're sitting there in the robe, and we're sitting there talking. I'm like, this is gonna be fun, right? This is gonna be awesome. And she's in her robe, and the robe starts falling off, little sort of nips hanging out. And they brought us in there, and they said, you know, hang out here for a little bit, and we'll come get you. But anyway, so I knew we had some time. Her boobs hanging out, and you know, we're sitting there, so her part of her robe at the bottom starts sliding down. Now I see just a little lip hanging out, and so we're sitting there talking.
Got nip slip and lip slip as well.
Yeah, man, the two slippage and shit. Then we have little fucking sugar cube here, so I'm like. So I start getting excited, and I start thinking like, this would be fucking pretty hot and shit. Well, hot, if we fucking this big steamy box. Let me get in your steamy box. So I was like, oh man, this will be fun. This will be exciting like this. We got our robes on. We'll keep the robes around us, but you sort of just come over on the bench and squat on me and shit. And we'll start doing, you know, fool around a little bit. And she's like, no, I don't want to. So I went and sat next to her, and I start rubbing her a little bit. And she's like, no, what if they come in? And I'm like, it's going to be fine. We'll be hidden. So finally we start kissing and stuff and fooling around. And she gets on top of me, and we start doing it and shit. But it's sort of that, you know, we were getting into it, but it was sort of like, oh yeah, but then we think we hear something, so like, but we're getting, and now I'm starting to, besides that, like it's exciting, it's fun, but I think we hear something, then we start getting into it, I'm getting sweaty, and I'm like having trouble breathing because it's so fucking hot, and I'm like, and then
fucking champion.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna let her know. And I start sucking her boob and shit, so my head's down here, and she won't see that I'm like, but then I like,
she's like, you're steaming up my nipple.
And then we're there, like, there's this moment where I'm like, oh shit. I grabbed like the fucking, that little jelly cube or whatever it was like Jello. I was like, but then I was like, so like I was trying to get her.
You're in the middle of fucking and you ate?
Well, I was trying to be safe.
I'm just gonna say for the record, not even I've never done that.
I was trying to be sexy about it. I thought we were fooling around. I'd bring this jelly cube over and like I'd bite half, she'd bite half, and then we'd like start making out and shit. But it worked so well.
Lady in the Tramp or something?
Yeah. A little bit. So we're doing that, and then all of a sudden I hear something again. We're both like. So it wasn't so sexy because like she was biting it, and I looked over, and I like fell out and drooled on the floor, and then she just like, we should just hurry up. They're definitely gonna come in. So we started going. I'm like. You know, and I'm like fucking dripping with sweat and shit. I'm just trying to get myself to come. Like, I hope you come too, but I'm just gonna come. If you can't come, it doesn't matter because I'm coming. I'm trying to get you. I'll get you later. I swear I love you. I'll get you later. But then, like, I start getting so...
I'll get you later,
But then I start getting so fucking... I'm like, I get so hot. I'm like getting shit, like dizzy a little bit. And my arms aren't able to hold her up. And she, even though she was using her feet, it was like slippery, you know, fucking slippery. So all of a sudden we're like, and all of a sudden she starts sliding off and it starts bending. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh! And she fucking slips down. Luckily it wasn't hard, so she didn't like fall and hurt herself. But this little table's there and she slips down and goes, falls in this little table and it's like, and all of a sudden I like help her up and I'm like, hurry up, because I knew they were gonna come in and I was like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine.
You fucking dropped off your lap, like, get the fuck up before we get in trouble.
I was like, you okay? All right, we better get up, they're gonna come in and stuff. And so we whipped our robes on, she sits down and like, I'm fixing the table, they come in and go, is everything all right? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then I'm like, fuck, I didn't come. And I'm like, you okay? She's like, yeah. I'm like, fuck, I didn't come. And they're like, okay, come on, man, you guys been in here long enough. Let's go into this other part. And this is where it's awesome. It's one of those, it's like this big room, and there's this like stone tables, and you lay on them, and they start fucking scrubbing you down and shit. Like you would take your robe off and you're butt naked.
You're naked?
Yeah, you lay on this thing, you pull your balls over my penis up and shit. And we fucking, they sit there, but they put like a little towel just over like the crack of your ass in that area. So it's like a little washcloth. And so we're there, but for the most part you're naked because they're scrubbing your ass cheek and your side, and they're like rubbing you all over the place. So I'm laying on my stomach and I'm like holding my lady's hand, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is awesome. And I start getting a fucking little bit of a wood because I'm laying on my dick now, and it's soft, but it's laying up, right? But he's scrubbing my dick, and it was a man, I got no admit.
Okay, I'm gonna call foul on your storytelling capabilities once again. Quite like how the other story was important that it took place in Toronto. You might not want to bury it, by the way. It was a guy. So the dude's scrubbing you from behind. You're laying dick down, holding your lady's hand, which I know you put into the story so that it doesn't sound like some dude got you hard. A little bit of lady influence in there. There's a girl in the room, so you're holding her hand. He's pushing you down, and it's making you a little bit turgid.
Yeah, because it's not because I'm saying the rubbing. It's what it is like if I laid on this table and you sat here and you grabbed my ass and started pushing me front and back, my dick would be rubbing against it, and automatically you'd be like, this friction is making me excited, Jason. And I'd be like, stop it, it's Kevin pushing your ass. And then you'd be like, Ree. And so that's what it was.
I call bullshit. Get on the table.
So he was scrubbing my back and my ass.
I'll just keep it, but what you said, your thesis is of just if I'm pushing your ass like so.
Exactly. See my penis is rubbing? So he's doing this.
Somebody keep time. I don't know the seconds.
I'm getting a little hard while he's doing this, and I'm also thinking about before, though. And see that? Jesus is getting...
I'm trying my hardest, man.
It's getting a little fluffy inside. It's getting a little full. All right.
The stage is moving.
I'm cutting. So that's what he was doing, though, with a little more of the shoulders.
But did you get a little hard?
Hard now, but actually, seriously, there's like blood flowing there. Before it was like, hey, like I said, the rubbing back and forth like that, right? It's gonna get it going. So I'm not saying.
No, I'm saying, dude, that if I was in a public place and I'm laying on a stone fucking table, even if I'm holding my lady's hand and I got a dude behind me pushing my dick into something else, into a fleshlight, I would still not get hard because there's that other person in the room. And also, I couldn't get hard because it sounds like you're not wearing any clothes. Like, that is a nightmare to me. That doesn't sound pleasurable at all. That sounds like I died, and when I went to heaven, they were like, you made Dogma, and they sent me to hell. And when I got there, they were like, I was like, what's going to happen to me? They're like, for all eternity, you're going to go get a rub down naked. You know, I'd be like, that's my idea of the nightmare. I'm wearing 5 layers right now.
All 12 apostles are going to be scrubbing your ass and shit. Well, no, but it's, again, it was the rubbage, the holding, and the actual act that we were doing before.
What are you holding now? Because now,
I was holding
like this, and it's a dude masseuse. I'm thinking, it's like a John Travolta situation or something.
No, because I was holding her hand, and I'm saying I like zoned out because it felt good, not the rubbing of the man, but the actual scrubbing in the water and the fucking, the bathing and us being naked and shit. And I was like, we're running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another. wasn't fucking hard, but it was like, it was solid. If I pulled it out, I could be like this. You know, I could fucking smack someone upside the head. So anyway, so that happened, and then I'm like, oh shit, go down, because when they're done here, we're gonna have to get up. But after
Did they flip you over? Like at one point, will you have to flip over and then they rub?
No, they just do that, but they do get up inside like the inner thigh and shit. Like I was like, this dude's knuckles gonna hit my nuts. His knuckles gonna hit my nuts, but he didn't. He's a pro. So then when they were done, they're like, okay, you can rest for a minute and fucking get up and get your robe back on. They leave the room again, and so I'm sitting there and I got a little thing. I'm holding her and I'm like, we should fool around again for a minute. And she's like, no way, they're gonna come right back and shit. So we get up, get our robe on and shit. And I'm like telling her, I got a little excited there, man. My fucking meat packet was full of blood and shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could touch it a little bit. She's like, no.
It's a wonder that she says no when you put it that way. I'm gonna kill my shit, my meat packet, motherfucking dick. There's blood and shit, awful and shit, and touch it. Chicks is like, I'll pass, dude.
So we go, but then, so they come back in, and now they bring us to this other section. It's sort of like a little jacuzzi, but now it's like, it was like cold water, like not freezing cold, but it's sort of cold water, and you sit in it, and I guess it's supposed to open up pores or do something or whatever, but I'm sitting there and shit, and now they leave, and they're like, all right, we're gonna give you like 5-10 or something, we'll come back, and we'll bring you back and get you an actual massage going. So we're sitting there, I'm like, he said, we got like 5 or so, come on. She's like, no, it's too cold in here, and I don't want to do it. I'm like, okay, but now I can see some lips and shit, and I see little this and little that, and so I just start rubbing my dick, and I'm looking like this, like a creep. And I'm like, yeah, but why don't you just let me touch it or do something? And she's like, no, I'm not doing it again.
Aren't you in freezing cold water?
I am, but my fucking shit's big. Now it's all mental. Now it's like, I remember matter and shit. He's like, I will not accept cold. Get inside the warm pussy. I said, pussy. So I'm like just stroking and shit. And I'm just looking and I'm playing around a bit, trying to talk her into doing some business. But she ain't having it because it's cold. And then they're gonna come back in, and now there ain't anything to hide from. So they come back in, they're like, okay, get out and get your robe on and stuff, we're gonna go to the back. So I'm like, oh fuck. So I'm thinking, do I just sit here jerking and come? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna let it go down. So they leave again, get the robe on and shit, and we go out and meet them in this corridor area, and they bring us back to these tables now in this back room. And so we get on, and they're like, all right, we'll get under the, they tell you to get under the sheet and shit, and they're rubbing us. And we're getting a massage, and it's nice, but again, I'm still thinking, I'm like, oh man, I want to fucking finish this motherfucker. My nuts are like filled with fucking a bunch of my boys and shit. I got a bunch of fucking kids just hanging out in there. They're like, come on, let's go. So my nuts are solid and they're ready to go. And now I'm obsessing about the sex. I'm enjoying the massage and I'm enjoying everything. And I'm like, this is cool. We're getting this scrubbed out. And now we're sitting in here and we're in the steam. And now we're getting a massage and it feels good and all that. So it's all going, but all I'm thinking about is that. So massage is over. I fucking have half a stock again, blood full.
Is there ever a time where you don't have half a stock?
Not in this process. This process was, we started off with the business and now he's just ready to go. Because again, I didn't fucking go, I didn't get time to. So now I'm thinking of that. But again, there's like, sort of was sexy because we're sitting walking around this fucking thing and I felt like all I needed was a fan and some fucking grapes. And fucking, if she was jerking me off and shit, I'd be like, this is awesome. Rub my shoulders and shit. Anyway, it was just the whole vibe of it. And then plus from the start there, and then getting rubbed and all that. So now we're on the tables, and so they do the thing, I have some fucking half a stock, and then they're done. And when they're done, they're always like, okay, just get up slowly, have some water. We left some water here on the table and shit. And when you're done, just come out. So I'm like, all right, we're fucking good, man. They're going out there. They're going to wait in the hallway until we're going to take our time because we better not get up fast because we'll get dizzy type of thing. So I'm like, yo, we got time.
You got a cover story now.
Yeah, so she gets gets up and she's sitting on the bench, and I go over and I just start kissing and going for it. Because I'm like, she's gonna get into it. So we're kissing and shit, and we're on the table, and I'm like, doing my business and shit. And then I'm like, how about I get on top of the table and lay down? Because we're standing up now, which is exciting. Right? So, right, and there's the legs.
The stage is gonna fall. I can feel it.
I won't get too crazy.
Just go on the floor, dude.
So then I'm like, okay, maybe I'll lay down on the table, but I'm like, that ain't working. So I'm like, all right, put your foot up here, put one ankle around here, and so we're going at it. And she's like, all right, now we've been in here too long. You're gonna wonder what's going on. I'm like, later. And she's like, no, I'm gonna. And all of a sudden, fucking, see how this table is here in the massage table? I'm like, oh yeah. And she's like, yeah. All of a sudden, fucking, boom. The fucking legs move forward underneath, and the fucking thing comes out. I'm like, ah! And then I'm like, she's like, no, you ruined it, they're gonna come in. And I was like, and I fucking come and I fucking finish, and then I help her up, and she's like, you fucking asshole, what are they coming in? And I hand her a robe, and I fucking put it around her, I put it around me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get you later.
Sex story. Last night I slept with my mother. Not in any kind of way that you described right now. She lives in Florida, so I was out there for the Star Wars celebration. So I did a Q&A there, and then afterwards she wanted to stay where I was staying at the hotel. And I'd said earlier in the day, I'll have a bed set up. And then I was like, that must be weird, like, you know, for me to be like, look, you'll sleep here and I'll sleep here because we can't be in the same bed. I used to be in this fucking woman's body at one point. So I was like, you know what, I'm fucking 42, my mother's 67 and shit. At this point, it's totally fine for us to share a bed. So I was done with the show, we went out to eat with my brother and his husband. And then we came back to the hotel, and I said, Mom, put her PJs on and stuff, because otherwise she'll stay up all night long. So when she's like a kid, you know, because we don't get to spend a lot of time together, so she's just like, tell me everything that's going on. And at the end of the day, I was like, I'll tell you in the morning, I was going to go sleep. But I said to calm her down, and she's
wake up! Talk to me!
She does, she'll do that. I'll be in the middle of a conversation with her, and I'll start falling asleep. Most people let you fall asleep, but my mom's like, Tiger, wake up. And I'm like, oh. And then she'll continue the story. So I said, all right, man, we're going to watch a movie. We picked a movie out. It's a movie called The Good Doctor with Orlando Bloom. It was on one of the in-room movies. And it's about a doctor, spoilers, he's got a patient and he wants to keep the patient in the hospital, so he makes her sick and stuff. It was a pretty tight flick. It was real enjoyable. And the whole time she's commenting on it back and forth to me, going, oh, yeah, my mother spent a lot of time at doctors and stuff like that. So she's literally doing the diagnosis before the doctor in the movie does the diagnosis. And my mom's like, you know, they'll cut to a shot of the paperwork or something like that, and they'll have initials, and my mom calls out what the initials are, and she'll say something like blah, 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 TKA, and something, and she said it, and then all of a sudden on TV, 5 seconds later, they said it. I was like, holy shit, you're good at this doctor stuff. And she said, I spend a lot of time with doctors. And that came into play. My mom has, what do they call it when you can't breathe at night? Sleep apnea. My mother has sleep apnea. So she has to wear a device to go to sleep with. Because sleep apnea is a condition of, and I have it too, and I imagine as I get older, it'll become something where I'm going to have to do what my mom did. But it's a condition where you stop breathing in your sleep sometimes. Your passageway becomes blocked, or sometimes you just, you know, breathing is involuntary. It's just something we do whether we're thinking about it or not. When you have the sleep apnea, so you do this a lot, where you'll be like, that's sleep apnea. And that last part, that is hell on your heart. Because what then all of a sudden your body's like, we're dying! And then you gasp for breath, you usually wake yourself up, and it's hell on your heart. And if you do it many times per night, you're constantly startling your heart. It's like jump start to your heart. So, they don't want you to do that. There's ways they can treat it. Of course, you can treat it with medical pills and medicine and shit. But another way is to treat it with this device that she brought with her. And it's a little thing, it's a mask that goes over her face, and then it hooks into this little generator that you plug in. And essentially, it just pushes air into you all the time, so it keeps your breathing regulated. It's not an oxygen machine, it wasn't giving her oxygen, but it just keeps your breathing regulated. It's loud as fuck, and we're sharing a bed, so the whole time it's like, I imagine she told me, she's like, I gotta wear this thing. I was like, oh, don't worry about it, I can sleep through anything, man. I'm friends with Jason Mewes. Sure enough, man, my mom puts the thing on and shit, and it's just like, loud as fuck. Felt like I was sleeping with Darth Vader. Which is really weird because I looked over and she looked like Bane. She had this fucking mask on. The mask that she put on that keeps her breathing regulated for sleep apnea covers her face here, and there are hoses going out the side, and there's a piece that straps over the middle of her head, so she literally looks like she's wearing Bane headgear. So when she put it on, I was just like, this might be the best night ever. But I was fucking like, she hasn't seen The Dark Knight Rises, so I had no point of reference with her, man. So I can't just be, I was dropping lines all night hoping that she'd be like, yeah, that's awesome. But it meant nothing to her, so she'd be saying, give me the trigger! Work the trigger!
She said, what are you talking about?
I started playing Batman. I was running up behind her in bed with my fingers like this behind my head. I am justice. It was weird. The mask is very, very fucking Bane-like. And with the breathing, very Darth Vader-like. So it was weird. It was like spending the night with my childhood. And also my fandom present, but also, and being that it was my mother, it was like spending not my childhood, my zygotehood. Because, last time I'd been in bed with her probably way back in the day when I was like in her belly and shit. So it was a weird night when I woke up and I went to sleep, man. I'd smoked weed before I went to sleep and stuff. So when I woke up, I'd forgotten. I knew I was sleeping with my mother. I didn't wake up with my hand on her titties. There was no Back to the Future type situation whatsoever. I knew to stand my side of the bed and stuff like that. But also, I did forget that she had the gear on, and I think I forgot because it shuts off at a certain point, or she shut it off herself. So there was at a certain point, there was none of that noise, the repetitive white noise. So I had forgotten about it. But when I woke up and I was kind of coming to, I looked over and my mother was facing away from me. And then I moved in the bed and she rolled forward. She had that fucking mask on, and I was just like, holy shit. So fucking shit. I was, just waiting for her to be like, when. I can't even do it. I was going to laugh too hard when I was doing it. Tiger, when Gotham is in ashes, you have my permission to die. This morning, man, I was just like, it's fucked up, you don't even get it. You look like Bane, man. And she's like, who's Bane? I was like, he's in the new Batman movie. It's crazy, man. He's like, he wears the mask piece like you. And she's like, well, now I feel embarrassed. I was like, no, don't feel embarrassed, but let me do some fucking lines from the movie. Put it on. I'll pretend to be Bane's voice for you. And she's like, okay. And she put it on. We went over to the mirror, and I stood behind her. I was like, well, perhaps she's wondering why I would shoot a man. She's like, I don't get it. And I was like, I do. And I was like, it was weird. It was weird to spend the night with my mom. Like weird, not like, oh, I don't ever want to do that again. But you don't get that chance very often. The older one gets. And I remember when my father died. When I think about my youth with my father, my childhood. my old man used to watch a show called Bowling for Dollars, and I would, with that guy right there. And when he watched it, I'd watch it with him, and I was not a big bowling fan, but like, this was in the days before cable, before fucking internet, so you literally had 3 channels in the States. Up here, I think they had half a channel. So there wasn't like many options, particularly during the day, but Bowling for Dollars seemed to be a daily show, and so we'd always lay there and watch it. My old man would lay on the floor in front of this gigantic TV, and when I say gigantic, it wasn't like, it was a big screen, like TVs back in those days were as big as cars, and the TV screen was smaller, the console was massive, like, it was literally a piece of furniture that you put decorations on and shit. Some people ate on top of the television. It would be that way. And then I would lay on top of his stomach and watch TV like he was a pillow. So we'd create a kind of T effect, and I would watch the show, and he'd watch the show, and if he giggled, I'd because I was laying on top of him. And then the older you get, you know, of course you don't do that, because you're like, it's gay to lay on your dad's pillow. Which is really not true, you know. I mean, unless your dad's like, lay on my belly, you know. That's not gay, that's pederast, you know. That's fucking something completely different. So, but you know, you get to a certain age where you're like, you can't do that kind of shit. Like, you know, I used to tell my father good night in this dopey voice, like from a Frankenstein movie. Like one night I did it when I was like 9 years old. My father would go to bed like 7 o'clock and sleep for 2 hours, get up at 9 o'clock and go to work at 10 o'clock. He worked the night shift at the post office. So before he went to bed at 7 o'clock, like he'd get a 2-hour nap essentially. We'd all say goodnight to him and shit. My brother, my sister, and then my mom would be like, okay, you guys go, I'm gonna say goodnight to your father. Which later on in life I would realize meant because how the fuck else do you go to sleep at 7 o'clock at night, man? And, you know, I know my father was like, the kids are gone, Grace, do your duty, you know. So then, so whenever we'd go say goodnight, there was one night I finally, we'd been watching like a horror movie or something. I went for an Igor type voice. And I said, good night, master. Not even like that, good night, master. I didn't even put as much into it as I did then, because I was a little embarrassed, but I'll do it the exact way I did it as a kid. Good night, master. And my father laughed, and my mother loved it. And so every night for the next 5 years, I had to always say, good night, master. And I remember like fighting it later in life, my mother being like, say it for your father. And I'd be like, no, good night, master, you know, goodbye. And she'd be like, no, do it the way you would do it. And eventually, you know, I stopped altogether. When my father died, the first 2 things I thought about, because I saw him laid out, he went to an emergency room, I've told this story many times. But he was laid out on a gurney in the emergency room. I showed up, he was ready to pass. And I went in, and the nurses and doctor pointed me over there. You know, he was in the room by himself, behind curtains, laying on the gurney under a blanket. He still had the intubation tube in his mouth. He was gone. It was fucking strange because, you know, I'd just seen him the night before. We'd had dinner with him, the whole family's together. We were all laughing and shit. He was eating filet mignon, eating cheesecake, throwing back Manhattans, and maybe that combination perhaps not the best. You know, for a man who was already diabetic and had some heart problems, he loved life, and that night particularly, he was really loving life. His kids were there, surrounded by his kids and his wife, having a great fucking time and stuff. And that was only a scant 8 hours prior. There I was, less, maybe 6 hours later, and here he was just gone, lifeless, laying on the gurney. So the first 2 things that occurred to me, because I was like, shit, the window is closing, time is running out at that point. It's run out for my father, but it's running out for me and my father, because soon they'll put him in the ground or cremate him or whatever. First 2 things that occurred to me, one of the first things was the fact that we would watch Bowling for Dollars together, and there he was laying on the gurney. So I was just like, I'm never, ever gonna have this opportunity again. And even if he was alive, I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity